So Vectorworks is sold and distributed in 85 countries. We have 450,000 users around the world. Our product is translated, besides English, into 9 languages. And if you ever want to find anybody around the world that sells Vectorworks, or if you'd like to find out what's going on around the world, you can always visit planetvectorworks.net and find out what's happening.
Vectorworks, cada dia o Vectorworks, produto, Vectorworks, na verdade, é colocado em funcionamento, em uso em mais de 85 países. E o Vectorworks possui versões em 9 línguas diferentes, incluindo, além do inglês, japonês, alemão, francês, holandês, italiano, espanhol, português e norueguês.
Next slide, please. So before Luis gets started with the good stuff and shares with you what's happening in Vectorworks 2011, I just thought I'd take a few minutes and share with you what we're thinking back in Columbia, Maryland, when it comes to the discussion of BIM. What is Vectorworks doing in BIM? For those of you that may not be familiar, BIM stands for Building Information Modeling, which allows architects and designers to gain knowledge of the model and use it downstream for many things. So a lot of people wonder and ask me as I travel around the world, what are we doing to make BIM easier? What are we doing to make BIM successful in their practices? And that's not necessarily a difficult question to answer, because Vectorworks has been a BIM product from the very beginning. It's an object-oriented product. We've always collected information, and we've always had intelligent objects. So for us, the transition is not that complicated. And therefore, for you, as users of Vectorworks, the transition to more advanced BIM is also not that complicated. One thing that I need to clarify first is that some people tend to be confused about BIM. BIM is not, in our minds, a software tool. It is not a feature. It is a process. So the process of utilizing information in the model and taking it downstream for many, many reasons, whether it's estimating, whether it's class detection, whether it's energy analysis, structural analysis, it all deals with being able to have information about a central model, a model that represents a building, for example, and being able to take that information and share it with other products to do other analysis. It's really not about just having a single product that you call a BIM product, because that's not what everyone's really looking for, and we at Vectorworks don't want to restrict what it is that you can do in our product as a designer, as an architect, to create great designs with the concept of adding the overhead of BIM. Certainly, BIM does add overhead to what it is you do in your business. And it's our job to make that as easy as possible. And we work at that every day. And this slide represents a couple key points that we keep in our minds when we're designing our product and creating new tools. The first and probably the most important is in Vectorworks you could design anything. Anything you can imagine, we want you to be able to design and model inside of Vectorworks. In many products that's not the case. The process is defined and restrictive. But we've made a decision to keep true to the ideas that Rich Deal had many years ago, and that we would be a designer's product. And we may remain true to that by making sure you as designers and architects can design anything within Vectorworks. The other key point that we try to stay true to is that the process allows freedom. Freedom in the way you approach a design, freedom in the way you approach the process of BIM. So in Vectorworks, we don't tell you to stop what you've known for many years and suddenly design a different way so that you can produce a BIM model. In Vectorworks, we allow you to enter the world of BIM when it's good for you and at a pace that's easy for you in your practice. So the freedom of the process of picking when you go to 3D and how many things that you model in 3D versus how many things you continue to draft is what we think about back in Columbia, Maryland every day when our engineers are tasked with creating new tools, maintaining old tools, and maintaining that flexibility. But we do realize that we have to meet certain standards in order to be a product that can be used to produce building information modeling models. So our model, like most models in the BIM world, allow you to maintain coordination amongst your drawings, amongst your details, as well as consistency amongst your sheets. But that's to be expected because it revolves around a central intelligent model. The hard part is getting to that. And how do you get to that easily? And that is what we believe Vectorworks is all about, is getting to BIM in your own pace and getting there easily, which adds to the last item, which is efficiency. There's nothing simple about being forced to design all the details of a building and model them at the very beginning, when for many years you've learned to create concepts, and now all of a sudden you have to worry about the size of a pipe in the wall. So what we try to do is make sure that you can add the details along the way as you become competent and capable. The efficiency quotient is being able to get there quickly and easily and without a lot of restrictions. We recognize, and I think all CAD manufacturers recognize, that one of the advantages of CAD is the ability to change things in your design and see the results, but also to be able to use that information downstream. That's probably the biggest transition, is to moving from lines to objects. And by working with objects, you can have intelligent objects. By having intelligent objects, you have information about the model, you have information about the building that can be used for many reasons. With Vectorworks, we try very hard to make sure our decisions about how we create tools and processes don't restrict the design process, but still make sure that you can move forward in the BIM world. Hope you can get all that, Dave.
Agora eu vou resumir tudo isso. Na verdade, o que ele mencionou agora é um ponto muito importante do Vectorworks, como o Building Information Modeling, o conceito de BIM, é incorporado e é conduzido dentro do Vectorworks. E o ponto principal disso é não restringir a flexibilidade de projeto. Quer dizer, não o fato de você estar dentro de um conceito de Building Information Modeling, onde você tem que prover todas as informações, você tem acesso a várias informações do modelo, que é o conceito principal de BIM, você não tem que sacrificar a flexibilidade de desenvolvimento. Então, eu vou até ler aqui um resumo do que o Stewart falou, para não esquecer nenhum ponto importante aí para vocês do que ele mencionou. O que ele mencionou, assim, um pouco desde o início, assim, a cada dia mais e mais arquitetos e designers estão discutindo o que Building Information Modeling significa na prática no seu dia a dia. E antes do Luiz aí compartilhar, né, uma vista mais detalhada do que há na versão 2011, eu gostaria de compartilhar com vocês a direção estratégica que estamos tomando com o Vectorworks. Primeiro, eu gostaria de esclarecer que nós entendemos o BIM, o Building Information Modeling, como um processo e não como um recurso de software. Nossos recursos ajudam no processo de BIM. Na verdade, isso não é uma visão apenas da Nemetschek Vectorworks, mas em muitos consultores na área de Building Information Modeling têm essa visão, né? Apesar de ser anunciado por muitos desenvolvedores de software como sendo o recurso do meu software, né? O meu software é o BIM, ou possui recurso de BIM. BIM não é um recurso de software, mas sim um processo. Building Information Modeling depende de objetos inteligentes. No desenho, é uma coleção de objetos inteligentes que criam o modelo central. Assim que eu viajo pelo mundo conversando com arquitetos e sou frequentemente questionado como a Nemetschek pode tornar o BIM mais fácil para a prática e quando minha prática pode esperar de se beneficiar do processo de BIM, né? Então, esse é um questionamento que é feito frequentemente. O Vectorworks tem sido um software baseado em objetos inteligentes. Assim, desde seu início, nós temos fornecido informações sobre o desenho, que é um dos requisitos de Building Information Modeling. Para os usuários Vectorworks, a transição para um BIM mais avançado nível mais elevado de Building Information Modeling, não precisa ser algo complexo ou complicado. Com cada nova versão do Vectorworks, nós continuamos a reduzir as barreiras de criação do modelo na arquitetura. E como vocês podem ver nesse diagrama que ele mostrou, né, do universo BIM no Vectorworks, isso é possível devido a uma série de abrangências aí em diversas áreas e de características do programa. E, mais importante, você experimentar eficiência sem abandonar o controle de projeto. Esse é o ponto principal aí do Vectorworks dentro do conceito de Building Information Modeling.
So how did we get there and where are we going? Several years ago, we made a decision to have a multi-year, multi-version program to make Vectorworks the best 3D environment that architects and designers could utilize. We did that by first hiring one of the world's leading technology experts in 3D. Dr. Biplap Sarkar is now our CTO and has been for several years. He came to the company with incredible knowledge of the MCAD design world, which gave us the ability to introduce into our product the industry's finest and most capable 3D modeling kernel, Parasolid. We introduced that several years ago, or actually version 2009, if I'm not mistaken. And that gave us the power to develop and move forward all of our 3D modeling and BIM capabilities. And that is the basis in which we will continue to build the feature set of our product, which will allow us to design, model anything, and give you the freedom that you so much should have.
Aí é uma lista de alguns recursos, né? Obviamente não todos, mas recursos que tornam possível o Vectorworks se estabelecer como uma das lideranças na área de Building Information Modeling. Por ele possuir recursos avançados, como vocês veem, muitos deles recursos avançados em 3D, em NURBS e modelagem avançada, e que permite, né, o Vectorworks se posicionar como um Building Information Modeling que não restringe o poder de criação do profissional.